In sports, the hardest thing is to repeat as champion and show that an all-star season was no fluke. The challenge for Shohei Ohtani entering 2022 was following a historic season with another historic season, and somehow he did it. In this video, we look back at 10 things about Shohei Ohtani's historic 2022 season. Number 10. Ohtani rule change and all-star season. After a historic 2021 season, MLB set out to make Ohtani a centerpiece superstar to build the sport around, and they did so by helping him in the offseason through a rule change. In previous years, a starting pitcher would either exit the game after being replaced by a manager or switch to a defensive position naturally in the outfield for him. However, on March 22, 2022, MLB introduced a new rule that allows a pitcher in the batting order to remain in the game as a designated hitter after being pulled from the pitching mound. Yes, MLB took care of their guy and led to historic performances throughout the season. In July, Ohtani was rewarded as the starter and DH of the All-Star game. Of course, he has made history as the only player to be selected as an All-Star as both a position player and a pitcher twice. However, he declined to pitch, citing a scheduling conflict and his preference to prioritize the season over the All-Star game. Either way, numbers 9 through 1 show why he deserved to be the only two-way All-Star ever. Number 9. Minuscule era. Although Ohtani achieved unprecedented two-way success in 2022, he was slightly better as a pitcher than as a hitter. One of the biggest leaps was in his pitching ERA. Last year, the right-hander posted a 9-2 record with a 3.18 ERA. This season, Ohtani finished with a 15-9 record with a 2.33 ERA. Ohtani finished 5th in ERA and had a streak of 31.2 consecutive innings without allowing an earned run. Ohtani finished 6th in ERA behind Justin Verlander, who had a ridiculous 1.75 ERA in 175 innings pitched. As a part of the reason why he is so stingy is that his average fastball velocity is up 2.4 miles per hour. It now sits at 96.1 miles per hour. It had previously been at 93.7 miles per hour. Many of his detractors might say that his minuscule ERA was because he pitches less than most elite starting pitchers. However, Ohtani proved he is trending towards being a workhorse, having pitched 166 innings. It is up from the 130.1 innings he pitched in 2021. Ohtani is likely to finish in the top 5 in the balloting for the AL Cy Young Award after not receiving any votes last year. The biggest knock on him is lack of innings because he pitches in a 6-man rotation, but when he's on the mound, the 28-year-old is one of the best pitchers in the majors. Yes, Ohtani is a nightmare for hitters to put up runs against. Number 8. Ridiculous control of his pitches. The biggest difference between Shohei Ohtani the pitcher in 2021 versus 2022 is control and command. Despite throwing 30 more innings and making 5 more starts, Ohtani walked 44 batters in both years. Also, when you look at the category hit by pitchers, we find that Ohtani hit 10 batters last year, but has dropped only to 2 in 2022. It means that Ohtani is forcing hitters to earn their trips on base, which is the mark of an elite pitcher. Ohtani has the full repertoire in his bag with a 4-seam fastball, splitter, curveball, slider, and cutter entering this season. However, in 2022, he added a 2-seam fastball/sinker to fool batters even more. The sinker does its job, averaging a drop of 21.6 inches and a break of 16 inches when compared to the 4-seam's drop and break of 14.6 and 3.3 respectively. Ohtani is turning hitting against him into an algebra test. My head hurts. Number 7. Sitting down batters. An important category that saw further significant progress is Ohtani's strikeouts. In 2021, he recorded just 156 strikeouts, a 1.2 strikeout per inning, a strikeout per 9 innings of 10.8, and a strikeout to walk ratio of 3.55. In 2022, Ohtani struck out 219 batters and had a 1.32 strikeout per inning, a strikeout per 9 innings of 11.9, and a 4.98 strikeouts to walk ratio. This means in all, that 4 strikeout categories, Ohtani showed he got better. In terms of his ranking, he finished 6th in strikeouts and 2nd in strikeouts per 9 innings. The hard hit percentage allowed dropped from 39.9% in 2021 to 34.3% this year. The development of his slider into a go-to devastating pitch has been key. It generates swings and misses of 39% of the time, compared to 33.3% last year. Ohtani also throws the pitch 15% more. Yes, Ohtani is filling up the K slots in his home and making hitters look silly. Number 6. Strikeout rate is down. A lot of fans will look at Shohei's superficial hitting stats and feel like he has taken a step back in that department. In 2021, Shohei hit a mammoth 46 home runs and 100 RBIs. However, in 2022, Shohei hit 34 home runs and 95 RBIs. However, While the power numbers are down slightly, we could say that Ohtani has improved his game because his strikeout rate is down. The biggest improvement is on that strikeout front. Ohtani had a 29.6% strikeout rate in 2021. This year, it's down to 24.2%. He had 160 hits in 2022 compared to 138 hits in 2021. He also has 30 doubles in 2022 compared to 26 in 2021. Yes, has down the press. Pervasive all or nothing about making more contact. That makes sense. Number 5. Complete hitter and funny moment. Ohtani is closer to being the complete hitter as seen through his batting average. In 2021, Ohtani averaged 257 in the batting appearances, but in 2022, he increased that to 273. Also, Ohtani improved because he's pulling the ball much less this season. He did so at 46.6% of the time in 2021, compared to 36.5% this year. More balls were put on the line this year compared to last year, and he's swinging and missing about 7% less this year. When Ohtani is playing well, he's hitting the ball to all fields. It might not be as powerful an offensive season for Ohtani, but it's certainly more of a balanced offensive season. At the 2022 All-Star Game, ESPN's Marley Rivera shared a funny and cool moment between Liam Hendriks and our man Shohei Ohtani. She stated, "One of my favorite moments yesterday was witnessing Liam Hendriks asking Shohei Ohtani to take a pic by saying, 'My wife loves you, man. Can I have a pic, please?' And Shohei gladly obliged and chatted with Liam for a few minutes before heading out. Shohei is so big that other players are using their wives as an excuse to take a picture with him. Imagine that." Number 4. Top 7 in hitting categories. Some people claim that Ohtani is having a down year, but the man is in the top 8 in the AL in 7 statistical categories. For instance, his home runs dropped from 46 to 34, but that's still 4th in the league behind Aaron Judge, fellow teammate Mike Trout, and the Cuban sensation Yordan Alvarez. In terms of slugging, he is 5th behind Judge, Alvarez, Altuve, and Devers in slugging. He's also 5th in OPS, 4th in triples with 6, and tied for 3rd with 70 extra base hits. In addition, Ohtani is 5th in total bases, 18th in RBI, 4th in intentional walks, and 8th in total runs scored. Yes, Showtime fills up the stat sheet. Number 3. Records and team awards. Every night Ohtani enters the ballpark, the man is liable to break a record. On March 25th, Ohtani was named as the opening day starter for the Angels' 2022 season. He became the first player in MLB history to start opening day both as the starting pitcher and the leadoff hitter. On May 9th, 2022, Ohtani recorded 2 homers, including a grand slam against the Tampa Bay Rays. It marked the 2nd time in the 2022 season and the 8th time in his career for Ohtani to record a multi-homer game, surpassing Ichiro Suzuki for the most by a Japanese-born player in MLB history. On July 6, 2022, against the Miami Marlins, Ohtani made MLB history again by becoming the first player since RBI became an official statistic in 1920 to record 10 strikeouts as a pitcher, 2 RBIs as a batter, and a stolen base all in a single game. For his achievements in the season, Ohtani was awarded the 2022 Angels Player of the Year and the Nick Adenhart Pitcher of the Year award. Number 2. MVP case. The biggest storyline surrounding the sport is who should win the AL MVP, Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani. It's difficult not to give it to Judge, having a .311 batting average, an AL record 62 home runs, and 131 RBIs. Judge led the AL in runs, home runs, RBIs, walks, on-base percentage, slugging, and in OPS. Judge also propelled the Yankees to a 99-63 record, while the Angels were a sub-500 team. However, the stats presented previously outlines the case for Ohtani, but there is another thought. What Judge did this year has been done before. Judge's 62 home runs are 11 short of Barry Bonds' single-season record. Sammy Sosa bettered Judge's total 3 times, and Mark McGwire has twice. What Ohtani is doing has never been done before, not even by Babe Ruth, ever. Replace Judge with Ohtani on the Yankees, and the Yankees are probably still in first place. Here's a quick thought. How about co-MVPs? Just saying. Number 1. Backing up the Brinks truck. After another historic season, the Angels did the right thing and paid Ohtani. On October 1st, the Angels avoided arbitration with Ohtani, signing Ohtani to a 1-year deal worth $30 million for the 2023 season. At $30 million, the deal set a new record for a player in his 3rd year of arbitration, surpassing the $27 million Mookie Betts received before the 2020 season. After making just $5.5 million in 2022, it gave Ohtani the biggest salary raise of any arbitration-eligible player, a $24.5 million raise. Sweet! With free agency in 2024 right around the corner, Ohtani's historic seasons will soon likely be a historic contract. What do you make of Ohtani's historic season? Can he keep it going? Does he deserve co-MVP with Aaron Judge? Let me know in the comments section. Smash the like button and subscribe for more premium sports content. Until next time.